a fascinating start to the NBA playoff semifinals. Road teams are still in game one, and the Knicks, miraculously, after being down by 20 with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, they've come back and stole game one against the Boston Celtics. I'm here with my frequent guest collaborator, Jason Guido.
Mike,
Jason,
good afternoon.
good afternoon, buddy.
What's up?
Everything is great, man. And us as Knicks fans, yes, we're happy,
Oh,
that they came back against a very good Boston Celtics team. But this is what happens when you live and die by the three-point shooting.
right.
The Celtics, oh my goodness, 63
Yeah,
pointers, and they
yeah.
made 15, which is crazy. Number one, number two. But what I love about this comeback, Jason, is that they did it when Jalen Brunson was resting at the beginning of the fourth quarter. The
Right.
fact that you didn't need him to make that comeback, that was very imperative by the Knicks. OG
He
stepped
stepped
up.
up, right? OG stepped up.
Josh Hart, he had a double-double. Deuce McBride hit some big shots. He was
Right.
big time off the bench.
Right.
Miles Bridges, although he shot 3 for 13, but in 51 minutes of playing time, he got you some assists, some rebounds, and he was exceptional defensively, especially down
Right.
the stretch.
Yes, he was.
So everyone contribute in some way, somehow. However, even though I'm happy and content that the Knicks won,
Yeah, it's only one game.
it's only one game, and I did predict the Celtics in 5 games, but I'm hoping that the basketball gods prove me wrong. Even though it's one game, and yes, it's game one, and that's a huge steal on the road, but the Knicks can't afford Jalen Brunson and Cat to get in foul trouble, which is part of the Celtics game plan yesterday. Take it from there.
Right. Yeah, no, it was like you said, it was a wild game with the Knicks not shooting in the first half, couldn't score. Then the Celtics couldn't score in the third or fourth quarter, putting up a whole bunch of 3-point attempts, not wisely. Um, I mean, the Knicks showed grit. They were down by 20 points. The game should have been over there. I was about to turn the TV off. I'll be, truthful with you, and or go watch something else or do something else. But yeah, they showed how they came back. OG led the way until Brunson got reinserted into the game, and like you said, the Celtics with all the 3-point attempts shot themselves out of the game. I mean, both teams only scored 100 points in the 4 quarters, and obviously it went to overtime, and the rest of the points were scored. But you know, you got to give the Knicks credit. They played well. They haven't beat the Celtics all year, and you got to give them credit for at least the grit and defense that they played the Knicks and were able to steal the win the first game in at Boston, new Boston Garden. Here's another problem. The Knicks missed a whole bunch of free throws. The Knicks shot all right, from the free throw line, 17 for 31. That's 14 misses, right? That's crazy. I've never seen. Is that a record? I don't think it was because they didn't mention it, but I've never seen such poor free throw shooting. And I said to you before when we talked about when we were talking about the Pistons series, you have to make your free throws. Those are gimmies. I mean, that's how you lose playoff games. But it didn't come back to hurt them. They wound up winning the game, and we'll take it from go to game two. The Knicks 10-point underdogs. I don't know if you know that already for game two. And I heard that Jaylen Brown from the Celtics might be hurt. They said that he didn't look good, that he doesn't look like he doesn't look healthy. They said it several times during the game. And Porzingis on the Celtics side, continuing with the Celtics, he didn't score only points. He only played 13 minutes. So that was shocking to me. What's going on there? Can you explain that to me? Was it just that Al Horford was playing Cap better? Because that's what I'm assuming, or that's what was also said on other shows and in the newspaper. But you got to play Porzingis. I mean, he's a big scorer. So that was strange to me. I don't know what was going on there. So the Knicks seem to be healthy, at least as healthy as nobody got hurt. And we'll see what game two brings on Wednesday night. Right today, yeah, Wednesday night.
Mitchell Robinson went 3 for 10 from the line. They pulled a Hacker Robinson on him.
Right, that's the new
And he
thing.
has to be better because if you're the Celtics, you gotta say, "Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this," anytime he's on the floor. So he has to be better from the line. The Knicks in general have to be better from the line. Also, Porzingis, he's gifted, he's talented, but my issue with Porzingis is that he's inconsistent.
Well,
If Porzingis were consistent, that Celtics team will be dominant.
yeah, no,
Will
they
be
would
very
be.
dominant.
No, I
But
agree.
he's super inconsistent, and at times he makes my head scratch. But because he's wearing a Celtics uniform, I don't care. So therefore, he can be inconsistent all he wants. Um,
Well,
Jalen
I said,
Brown.
yeah,
I gotta mention the final
yeah,
part. Jalen Brown, yes, he's dealing with knee problems, but he's on the floor. He played 44 minutes, so he's
right,
stuffing it out. So I
right,
don't
right,
care. Listen, when you're wearing a
right,
Celtic uniform, I really don't care.
right. That's a
Uh,
Celtic problem.
exactly. So even though I'm a guy, I'm one of these classic old-fashioned guys that I'd rather beat a team at full strength. So, but in the playoffs, I mean, we've seen this for so many years now that players tend to get hurt at the wrong time. We've been seeing that for years now. So the Knicks, they just gotta control what they can control.
Right, you
All
can't,
right.
right.
But again, stay away from foul trouble and don't play catch up like the way you did today.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
As happy as I am with the comeback victory, but they can't put themselves in that position again.
Yeah, Tatum already said a little while ago that yeah, they're gonna modify uh not taking so many 3 pointers. They're gonna try to take the board of the basket and try to get some more easier points. That's what he was alluding to anyway. And the Knicks played a different defense, so they pretty much played man for most of the game. That was part of the they gave the Celtics. I'm not gonna say they gave them fits. The Celtics missed a bunch of open shots too, but it worked out in the Knicks' favor. Instead of switching off, the Knicks played mostly man instead of zone, so that helped them out too. And for Mitchell Robinson, real quick, right? So that's a whole tactic they use now on him because they know he can't make free throws, and we keep saying that he has to be better. I don't think that's going to happen this postseason. Maybe it would be nice for him to at least make half the free throws. I don't know if that's asking too much, but the problem with him is because of that, he's not valuable to the Knicks at the end of the games or during the games. So that might be somebody that might get unfortunately traded from the Knicks in the offseason, depending on what happens. We have to take one game at a time. But that's not something that helps the Knicks. You don't do me any favors being one of the best rim protectors and rebounders sitting on the bench because you're worried that they're gonna just hug him when they're in the bonus, and he'll just go to the free throw line and he's missing 2 free throws at a time. So it's costing the Knicks points, obviously. So that's something that's going to have to be looked at.